Is this bitch on? Hold on. Okay, so this is the same day as my Chloe video. I just wanted to come on and get this out the way just because I'm very lazy when it comes to doing my makeup. So I'm like, I might as well just get another done. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and get it done just because you guys asked me for a bunch more white celebrities. So I was like, I might as well just get that done. Also because like I said, the TVFS videos take me longer to deal with. So I'm like, let me just get this out of the way. Then we can spend the rest of the week doing stuff that's relatively like easy and I have quick turnaround, super easy to edit. So like I said, keep asking me about other celebrities. I will get to them. But yeah, that's all the preface that I have. Yeah, I think that's it. That's everything. Like I said, if you have any more questions, if you have people that you want to see, ask me. If you have specific questions you have about them, ask me. Just be as specific as possible when you request people. But yeah, we can get straight into it. Okay, so honestly, I feel like Justin could find himself attracted to this person, but it could be a little bit of a shock. Yeah. So this is all alleged. Don't know Justin Bieber. This could be true. This could totally be wrong. But Justin Bieber honestly gives me racist. Like there's this one meme that's like I'm racist, but damn, and that's exactly what Justin Bieber gives me. I honestly don't even feel like this would be his first time being attracted to a black woman or person. But I don't think this is the kind of person like even if he found you attractive, if you weren't white, like he, like he would still be fucked up about it essentially. But yeah, I think he's very surprised that he's attracted to this person. He might feel like he's attracted to also a very specific kind of black woman, especially if this is like I'm thinking about him and I know that was a long time ago, like he was literally a child, but him with Rihanna, so it might be like women who are fairer than him. Sorry, more fairer than TBFS, who he's normally attracted to. Maybe he's only attracted to like light skins, like biracial women. I will say that he thinks that she's very beautiful and he thinks that she's very talented and she deserves it. But he might even feel like her looks, he might specifically feel like her looks have gotten her to where she is. Of course she is talented, but like if you weren't, it'd be much different if you were that talented, but you didn't look the way that you did. Like it's obviously looks, especially with somebody who's been here for so long. Like I would just take his advice on it. In his mind, it's definitely looks that got her to this extent. Talent is carrying her, but it's the looks. Like she looks really good. This might also sound very weird. All alleged, right? I feel like Justin is like not to say that he doesn't want black women in the forefront, but I think that there is also a disappointment for the beauty symbol or like I'll just say the beauty symbol of the times to be a black woman or like to see things shifting kind of back towards black women is kind of disappointing to him. He feels like he doesn't have an iron in the fight. And I don't know if he's gonna be super outspoken about this. Like how like Justin Bieber has gone on a couple rants, right? But like it's like I don't think he's gonna make a long-winded Instagram post. I'm actually thinking about Lana Del Rey when she made that post about everybody else posts about the weird stuff that their men do, but when I talk about men in this context, all of a sudden it's an issue. Like very coded stuff. I don't think he's gonna be outspoken about it, but he could definitely feel a sense of disappointment, like oh my god, where's the road going? And it's because a black person is in the forefront. Very weird, right? I wonder if this girl could work with Rode or work with Haley in some capacity, or he could feel like he doesn't want her, or maybe he's done something that makes it awkward for Haley to reach out to this person if she had wanted to work with her. It's also really funny because I don't feel like he's struggling with attraction. Like I don't think it's a thing of like, oh my god, I just hate black people, like allegedly, right? Like, oh my god, I just hate black people, but I find her so attractive. I think that he finds her attractive. I think that he's just upset that like this is something that other people think or it becomes like a thing, if that makes sense. It's also quite funny because this is the kind of person who could have a lot to say about her, but if he got around her in person, because I can tell you for a fact this is someone who isn't around her much, even if he does meet her a couple times. If he got the chance to talk to her in depth, he would probably fall in love with her. Like I know that he's married and he's in a relationship, so I'm not saying that he is going to cheat. I'm not saying that TBFS even wants to cheat with him. I'm just saying that if he was around her in a certain like for a certain amount of time, like outside, because maybe he's only really seen this person in depth on the internet. If he talked to her for like 15 minutes, if he got the chance to have a real conversation with her, he may also find himself actually having a developed crush on her. He could also be quite bothered by her spirituality or her spiritual beliefs. He might be I don't know if he's very Christian or is he Jewish? Like I don't know what his faith is, but he could be somebody who's a little bit uncomfortable by non like Abrahamic religions. Like this might even be somebody who doesn't even really have an issue with like Muslims as long as you're like going to, the mosque, like like practicing your faith. So he could be very bothered by her alternative beliefs, but it could also be that he's annoyed by being sorry, like if she uses divination, like she can kind of see through him, so that could bother him as well. I don't know if he could say or if he could feel like she is a liar or she, I'm trying to say, like she's just making things up, but she could be spot on. So yeah, this is like I said, all alleged. Don't know Justin Bieber for anywhere. This might also be somebody who low-key bashes her because of, like I said, his attraction. Like he just can't really. Well, did I say that it wasn't really beating his ass? Maybe it's beating his ass. There's just something about this, like where like the more that he has vitriol towards her, it's because he's more and more attracted to her. But what I will say is that I don't feel like this is like I don't feel like this is the kind of person who sees black people and is like ew, you know. But it might. I don't know if it's a thing against black women specifically. I don't know. It just kind of seems like some weird. Like he definitely is a, in my opinion, allegedly, I feel like he is somebody who is racist. I don't think he's necessarily somebody who's like hate crime, you know, in the street, but still he's struggling with it. But I think he also likes this person quite a bit. It might even be her specifically. Has like he gets smoke. He gives her smoke. What the fuck? Like his mind is not. Yeah, like you see how I'm freaking the fuck out. Like I feel like he really cannot compose himself around her, and so this, it might be like a projection of like, dang, I really like you, but like I said, I'm struggling with these feelings. He may also put some distance between her and him because he's afraid of falling, or he's like, I know that if I had the capacity, like if I had the space to be around you, I would definitely start feeling a certain kind of way as well. I think she will stay away from him because I think she can also tell, you know, the more I stay around him, the more he might actually fall for me. Like I said, I don't think that she's interested in Justin Bieber. It doesn't really feel like this is one of those things, but I think she can tell, you know, like, you know, when somebody likes you, and unfortunately sometimes married men be going. So yeah, I would also argue that he wants to have more of a relationship with her, but he has to kind of deny it. Or like, this kind of reminds me of like when your boyfriend won't stop saying that he hates somebody, and that means that he loves her. I don't know if this is like a compensation thing. Like the wife is just like, "What are you doing?" Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like I think that he's moving away from her when he wants to move closer because he's like, "I know what I'm about to do." He won't get the chance. I don't think she was ever going to give him the chance. But like I said, this is all alleged. Um, all alleged. It's just like I would like to have more with you. Some of this aversion to her might also be the fact that like if she was willing to take him, he might even be willing to go over there. But it's like a thing of like, even if I wanted to step out, this is not somebody who was going to reciprocate it, so there's no use in kind of giving up my family. So yeah, but I don't know. No, I don't think it's a thing of like him. I hate to say it, but like respecting the marriage so much that it's like I care about my wife feelings. I think it's just like this other person doesn't care about my feelings, so I'm not going to give up what's good for something that's not going to prosper. You know. But he could think about her a lot. I wonder if he has some influence on his wife to make her kind of more like this person, or if he thinks about dreaming this, he he thinks about being in a relationship with this person, or being married to her. Like I don't know if he's like looking at her stuff and the wife is finding it and she's like, what the fuck is this? Like, I'm trying to say, like trying to integrate her in his life as much as possible. So like, she wears red hair, she's telling the wife, oh my god, you should be a redhead, and things like that. Like it's very strange. It's very strange, and it's very like it's like somebody in denial of their feelings, kind of. She just broke some of the stereotypes she might have had about black women or just other women outside of his marriage in general. This is not me encouraging cheating or anything, but yeah, he's just like, I don't think he thought that it could get better or he would be moved ever, and then he was. But he definitely feels a way. He's just hiding it, whether it's that he feels like he needs to, or like he has to because she's not going to accept him. But yeah, this might even also be somebody who's outspoken about not liking him, or like like I'm gonna be honest, the one less lonely, yeah, the whole, like, like I think she doesn't really want to be associated with him because of things that he said or done in the past, and that could make him a very upset because like he could actually feel a certain kind of way about her. Okay, so whoever asked her about the Kardashians, they didn't specify who, so I'm just gonna look at Kim and Kylie because those are the only ones that I really care about. Yeah. I think Kim can want to work with this person. She could think that she's beautiful, or she'd be like a good sponsor. But I don't think this person is interested in working with with Skims, or like I don't think she wants to be associated with this person. I think it could be a hard no from TBFS to Kimberly. I'm also going to be honest. You wouldn't assume that people this rich would even care about people's opinions, and this could also be false or whatever. But I do think that Kim is a little bit hurt by this, especially if this person cites specific reasons, like, oh, I don't align with some of the values that this brand is associated with. Like, um, I've heard certain things. I'll probably just insert a couple clips of like what I'm talking about, like where like I'm not saying that Skims is unethical, but I do think that they back some certain things that to certain people is going to, even just like Kim Kardashian and herself. But not everybody wants to be aligned with every single brand. So this person might cite like, I don't really align with all the beliefs of the brand, and Kim could be like, I don't know if this kind of makes her a little bit woke, where she's like, okay, so maybe I do need to rethink certain things. Mind you, she's a grown woman, so I wouldn't expect it, but anything is possible. And I don't know if Kim is necessarily going to remodel her brand after this person, but there might be some like morals or values about the brand that she might shift because losing out on a client or losing out on a sponsorship like this person could hurt her business a lot, especially if TBFS is somebody who, I'm always talking about her body and like her sexiness. Like, let's say that she does stuff with lingerie, or like she just does something that would have aligned with Kim's brand, but she doesn't choose Kim. Kim might see it as like, I missed out on so much money because of who I am, or just because of what I believe in, or how I promoted myself. Maybe a lot of people haven't questioned, or maybe she's never gotten a denial based on like brand ethics, but like this is the first time and she's like, okay, so I probably should change that. She might keep trying, she might be successful later on, but I definitely feel like it would at least be an initial no. And this could, like I said, it could definitely get to her a little bit. It could definitely have her shift. I will say that if this person ever says yes, it could be because certain things have shifted, or the partnership just worked for her better than it did before. Okay, so with Kylie, very similar to Olivia Rodrigo, she might also feel like she has some level of relation to TBFS, whether it's like literally in astrological placements, maybe they look alike or have certain like similar, like like I don't know, this is placements or they look alike. There's something about them that she feels like they relate in some way. There might also be a past life connection to Kylie as well. There might be some level of like, I knew you before, or I recognize you. Maybe they're very comfortable. I'm thinking about Kylie and Jordan, so I don't know if these people could actually have personalities that hit it off well. Like, I don't know if they necessarily be best friends, but they could definitely get along if they were to be around each other. She may even successfully work with Kylie, so she might like what, I don't know. Kylie, does she still do makeup, or like her? I know she has perfumes or whatever. I don't know if she has other businesses or like brands or whatever. But this person might like Kylie, or what, agree to do some sort sorry, some level of partnership with her. Also, I don't know if Kylie's businesses are kind of in the scary place, like especially financially, like and so this person could help create a really big boost in money. I'm okay, so it might not even be that her businesses are at a, maybe they're at a low, like I don't know if this is like dangerously low where you're like you're gonna have to file for bankruptcy, or this is a thing where like maybe the sales are doing okay, but maybe they're underperforming for the year or the sector, or I don't know. And then they do a collab and it kind of just sends it into the stratosphere. So it could be it could be either or, taking her out of a scary place financially, or just taking her out of a low in terms of brand recognition or sales. I will also say Kylie would probably love to be friends with this person. I don't think that she's interested in a personal relationship. I'm not gonna lie. For some reason, I keep hearing the song "Ballerina" by Skilly Bang, and then I'm thinking about the Megan situation that happened right after she had left Kylie's house. So I don't know if this is someone who's just like, I don't really do like, I don't do the Kardashians, or just like I like to stick to like my own people. Like, this might even, especially if TBFS has like, I don't know why this is coming through, but I feel like she's somebody who might not even have a lot of like American friends. She might even be somebody who has a lot of friends in the diaspora, and she's just like, you know what, I feel my American friend quota, or all my American friends look one way, or what I'm trying to say. Like, she likes her, but this TBFS could describe it as like my friend roster, or like whatever sector that Kylie would fill. Like, whether this is like my American friend or this is like my business friend. Like, we've met our quota. I don't want any more friends that I can work with or anything like that. But Kylie could be a huge fan of this person. And I want to say this, I mean like as a person, like person to person, not just music. And she kind of wishes that she could do more with her. She honestly wishes that they could collab a little bit more. Like, did Kylie and Jordan ever do a business? I don't think that they did. She might even be somebody who wants to go into business. Who Kylie wants to go into business with, but this person is like, no. Like I said, we can do like a joint venture. We can do like a product. Like, we can do one specific thing, but I'm not trying to really lay in bed with you all of the time. I wonder if Kylie could also have some regrets, as like, things that she's done in the past, you know, um, uh, scaring this person off. So she's not the only one, or I don't know if this is like, it just kind of seems like everybody is like rich and white and evil. And so like she's thinking about it like, maybe I shouldn't have worn those cornrows, or pump my ass, or just did stuff that that could be offensive, because I think she's looking at this person like, oh, she's really freaked the fuck out by me, and like I really want to be her friend, and she wants nothing to do with me. I don't think that she's felt rejection like this before, or specifically allegedly from a black person. Like, I don't think that she's ever experienced somebody really being like, has the ick by her because she's a racist. I don't think she's ever really experienced that, at least not to her face. Because this person is very like, like I said, very business minded, and Kylie might think, oh, we're really friends, and she never hits her up again, and she's like, damn. I was like, damn, I didn't know that it was like that. Like, I thought that we were at least like cool for real. We are not cool. Okay. I also don't know if Kylie's a little bit resentful, so she kind of, I hate to say it, but she might wish this person, like allegedly, might wish this person the worst because they can't be friends or whatever, but the person goes on to be successful. So in her mind, she can kind of feel like, okay, so I am the problem. Like, what I'm trying to say? Like, yeah, I was probably the weirdo in that situation, but yeah. Ariana might Ariana might be a very big fan of this person. She might also feel like music, I want to say, bring singers back. Like she might be excited that there's another real like vocalist girl in the forefront, because unfortunately, not to say that no one talented is in music, but a lot of the girls aren't just like singing. You know, if they can hold it to, and a lot of them aren't like singers. She could feel like this person is like a real vocalist, and she could feel like, you know, people deserve this. She could also really love listening to this person. Who said like I listen to singers? Was that Whitney Houston or was that Mariah Carey?
I listen to singers. I very rarely listen to people who cannot sing.
But like she could love listening to this person because she could feel like I can hear all the technique and all the skill through the song. Like Ariana could be one of those people who really listens to music. I don't know if Ariana, like for example, if she followed this person would have followed her back. I feel like there's an interest in friendship that is one sided, and like TBFS is getting a lot of these tonight. Like everybody wants to be her friend, I guess. But yeah, I just feel like Ariana is trying to deepen the relationship or would like to, and TBFS is like, no, thank you. And it's very interesting because Ariana has some blackfishing allegations. So like, yeah, but it doesn't really feel as racialized as the other ones, but we'll see. Another instance of similar birth charts or similar placements here. So one thing I will say, I'm gonna insert some photos. I'm gonna insert photos of Olivia's birth chart, of Kylie's birth chart, and Ariana's birth chart. I know I've looked at these people all individually, but I'm going to put them on the screen just so you guys can see exactly what it is. I don't know if she feels like she can relate to this person, or there's some level of like, I can't really go to other people with my problems. Like, I wanted to be friends with you because we're the only kinds of people who understand this. And I don't understand if that is based on the astrological placements or just other things. Like, for example, I don't know if this is someone who ends up becoming like a lead in a movie or something. And so Ariana, you know, wants other people to relate to, because really, like, other people in film or music have, or other people in music have done movies, but like not to the extent of Wicked. So I wouldn't be surprised if this person has like a blockbuster kind of moment. I will say, no shade to Glinda. I feel like this person's run in the spotlight for her movie will be a lot more positive. And I was gonna say, like, how was Wicked a negative for Ariana, right? But it was negative for Ariana. Obviously, Cynthia got it a little worse. But like, you know, the allegations for that movie was just eating disorder down. So yeah, I feel like Ariana, I don't know if she could even be a little bit envious. And when I say envious, I don't even feel like sometimes people are envious and they really want your life and they think you should die. I do not think that Ariana is so envious of this person that she's like, you know, I totally wish I had that experience. But she might look at this person's run in her movie and feel like, you know, dang, I wish mine was that peaceful or copacetic, or people celebrated me that much, because a lot of it was about her relationship with Cynthia and her appearance that really turned um people off and just had people just being really really mean, like really mean. I'm not going to speak on the eating disorder or anything, because yeah, I will say that Ariana definitely understands that other people do not or did not like the way that she looks. And if she had done something to herself, you know, maybe I don't like, how would I know? If she had done anything to herself, she will not be doing it again, especially not in the public eye the way that she did, or not to that extreme again. But yeah, she might feel like this person looks very beautiful or is very healthy looking. I don't know if her looks could be literally a big, I mean, in general, it seems like to be a topic, but like during this movie specifically, could be a very big talking point. Maybe like how like full the body is, or how healthy she looks, or how good she looks. I'm honestly thinking about Zendaya, so this could be an amazing also like fashion press run that Ariana could envy a little bit. Not to be shady, I think Ariana could envy this person a little bit for her marriage, because you know, Ariana, she did get married and then she ended up getting divorced kind of quickly after, and then obviously even like the next relationship had a lot of scandal. Like she could be jealous of this person for not having so many relationship scandals, or kind of seemingly being settled. Like some people do it young, or they kind of do it quickly and it works out for them, and that might be what it is in this case. Especially just hearing about this person, maybe the way that he talks about her in public, or even the music that he makes. If Ariana likes his music, she can feel like, okay, this man really likes you, just the way that he talks about you. You know, I think that in general, even if their relationship didn't work out, she might feel like there's more love in her marriage, or more care in her marriage than Ariana experienced in her own. And that could be a sore spot for her. You never know how people react to what's going on, but yeah. I do feel like Ariana is like in a better place, and she thinks that like the divorce and stuff happened for a good reason. But like, for example, I'm gonna put it like this, and I'm gonna end it here with Ariana. You know, Ariana, her divorce might have benefited her. She might feel like TBFS, her peak or like her best manifestation is in marriage, and that could be the source of the envy. It's just like, I had to really to leave that relationship for the better. This relationship is TBFS's better, and that could it could just be a little bit painful. Like, you have to understand, sometimes, like I said, envy is not necessarily about I want to hurt you. It could just be that you have something I want really bad, and so it pains me to see somebody enjoy essentially my dream while I'm outside of it. But like, yeah, I just think that she looks at this person and can tell that she's really in love, or they have an authentic relationship, or they're going to make it sometime. Like, I don't personally, I'm not the kind of person to really care or judge people for having short relationships, but like, it probably does suck to get divorced within like 2 years, or just a couple, like, you didn't even make it to 5 years with your person. If TBFS is with her person, she could be with this person long term, or they were never, going to, like, if something happened, for example, they were never going to break out outside of like this um this event. Like, she has a good love story for somebody who maybe didn't really have positive love stories, whereas Ariana might feel like she's a serial dater, but she still kind of can't get it right, allegedly. Not to be this is not me being nasty. She just might feel like that about herself, where she's like, I date a lot of people, but nothing is ever right. Versus this person who maybe they don't date a lot, or like, they tried something different, or tried something, and it actually worked out long term for them. But yeah, Adele might find this person super beautiful and super talented. She might also feel like she's super smart. I mentioned a couple times I thought this person's album was gonna go diamond, and there's something about Adele really respecting, or like, it's almost like join the club kind of thing. Like, I respect you, but really there's like an admiration, or just like, not, it's an admiration, but it feels like, come hither. Like, I don't know how to explain this. It kind of just feels like it's an admiration, but it's really like, I know the feeling, or I'm glad. Yeah, it's more like, I'm glad you also got to experience this, if that makes sense. She could feel like, okay, so for example, if you were there in 2011 when Rolling in the Deep came out, it's not surprising to see that song did what it did, because it just has this aura of being like this amazing, like, of course it's an amazing song objectively, but like, it just kind of has this aura that it was just going to be something important, right? There's something about Adele where she feels like, even if this person didn't necessarily believe it or see it in herself, she could have saw this person or saw her work, and really, she could have saw her work and just been able to tell, like, this is going to be just that successful. And she might feel like TBFS doubts it. Even if she thinks that her own work is going to be successful, she might not necessarily think, I'm going to do like a 21 by Adele, but that could be what this is. Like, it could be, certified super fast, or just a super big album. Like, it just could sell like fucking crazy. Adele could also feel like this person needs to be a little bit grateful. Not that she's ungrateful, but like, a lot of people would love to be in your position. So while you're there, I need you to stop having imposter syndrome about it. And like, the word stranger, like, found myself. Like, this is yours. This is your birthright. This is your legacy. Like, you need to enjoy it. I don't know if because I don't really feel like Adele did it. Like, if you ask me, I feel like she kind of, she, like, when she was experiencing it, she lived it, and so she's like, I want you to be able to experience that, especially if this person is older than Adele was at the time. So it's like, you're not just like a 22-year-old who's gonna go fuck off your money because you just came up on a huge project. Like, especially if you're in your mid to late 20s, you're old enough to really do some amazing things with the money that you get from that. But like, you're in a place where like, you can really 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 enjoy your success. Like, you're not so young that you're gonna be stupid about it. You're young enough to where, it still feels new, and you still feel like, I'm a young person doing things, but you're old enough to where you can do amazing things to reward yourself, or just, like, your mind is in a different place, so you can really appreciate your success in a way that not everybody can or does. One thing I will say is that she might feel like this person deals with a level of fame that is unprecedented, or maybe Adele feels like she's never seen, or she's never seen the paparazzi swarm people. Like, I don't know if this person, because I said before, I don't feel like she struggles with paparazzi too much, or being followed, because like, the energy I was getting was just that a lot of people call the pops on themselves. Like, if they don't want to be seen, they will not be seen. But she might feel like this person gets a lot of fanfare. I don't know if she literally sees this person on like a carpet and everybody's dying to take her picture, or she sees this person getting swarmed very a la Britney. But she might worry about this person's like mental health, or just feel like you have so much attention on you right now. It should, or it could be overwhelming. I wonder if TBFS could want to be friends with Adele, or could want to lean on her for guidance more, but Adele might not necessarily be the motherly or nurturing type, or just really doesn't see herself doing that or being that for this person. She might feel like this person doesn't need it, or maybe she just doesn't. I hate to say it. Well, not even I hate to say it, but she doesn't want to do it. Like, not to be rude or fucked up. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, right? But I feel like she just might feel like, I can give you a little bit of guidance, but I'm not necessarily your fairy godmother, which is fair. I do think that Adele believes that this person is a star. And I want to say she feels like this person is a true star. So this is not just like you're social media famous and you're viral. She feels like, no, this is like a real, I'm thinking about Rihanna, like, you're a certified pop star, you're an icon, you have an identifiable brand amongst a sea of other people, you still stand out. And when you come through, you finish stomp every time. Okay. To be completely honest with Gaga, I feel like she thinks this person is talented or good, but she might be waiting to see if this person is actually going to live up to it or it's going to become a career. And this might be something that she's literally like mortified about or has some regrets about, because she might, I hate to say it, but she might have thought that this person would be a one hit wonder, or she just really did not know um after the first success if there would be another. And I feel like I talked about this a little bit the other day, where it's like, I don't feel like, I hate to say it, but she might like regret not believing in this girl, because she really could have thought that what she did first was good, but she might not necessarily have seen it as something that, I don't know. I'm thinking about Ice Spice, but she might not have seen it as something that was gonna last. And just like Ice Spice is a good example of like, you have a crazy peak, and then a little bit later, it's like people act like they've never seen you, like like you're just some new untalented bitch, but they were gagging at your last 3, 4, 5 songs, but that was before your style kind of got old or played, before people could really see that you're just kind of a one trick pony. Yeah, but if this person, like for example, if the first single smashes or whatever, she might be like, okay, that was really good, or I really like that, but like, can you, especially if the level to which it's successful could be kind of overwhelming, she might think like, you can't do it again, and then this person does it again. And I don't think that she's necessarily one of those people who's waiting at bated breath to see if she's going to do it again to kind of support her. I just really think that she might think like, I'm thinking about Macarena, like she might think the song is so good or so infectious that it doesn't really seem like she'll be here again. And so, but she might have a lot of regrets about this assessment, honestly. She can feel like this person is a global superstar. She can feel like this person was made to be all over the world, specifically touring. And I'm getting in India specifically. So this could be like across Asia. It could be in India specifically. I'm just thinking about how India, is it not the biggest country in Asia? I don't know. There's just something about her really being the biggest, or performing at the biggest places, or being somebody whose career is really big. I'm also thinking of Beyonce in that one Coldplay video where she was like, you'll see what I'm talking about. Yeah, but one thing I will say is that Gaga will really judge this person a little bit too soon. She could feel like she's really the real deal. This honestly reminds me of, I don't know, I'm thinking about this, but there's that one performance from like 2005 of Rihanna, Tierra Marie, and then Amarie. And so at the time, Tierra Marie and Amarie were like the kind of, we'll say, the girls to beat. Rihanna was kind of the underdog in that situation. And so there might even be other women at the time where Gaga looks at them and she's like, okay, well, if I had to choose anybody out of this lineup who I think is still going to be here or is still going to be super successful, she probably wouldn't have chose TBFS, or TBFS might have came last just for her to prove her wrong. And she's like, yeah, I definitely misjudged this person, like totally. Like my bet wasn't on her and I was totally wrong. And when I say bet, like I just, it's just hypothetical. I wonder if Gaga could literally gamble or bet on it, but she might literally lose some money or just feel like it was just a really bad guess or assessment of music or of this person. And it could be something that she's really embarrassed about. I don't know if she could even talk to this person about it or admit it somewhere. I wonder if that could be an iconic time or even an iconic audio. I don't know. This kind of reminds me of the kind of stuff that people use in edits. Like they people could reference this moment a lot for some reason. She is a huge fan of TBFS. She just might feel like she was being a little bit fake. Like she might feel like there was one point in time where I really didn't like you, or I really didn't think these were going to be here, and then you outdid everybody who I thought would be here. Especially if this is no shade to anybody, but some of the pop girls who have been here for, I'll just say the girls who came through in the last 5 years. So they're girls. Damn, I don't want to start listing out people's names, but yeah, she just might have thought like, I don't know. We're just gonna use Tate McRae for example. She might have looked at Tate McRae and thought, okay, well, you might have another 5 years. Tate McRae might have till next year, but she might look at TBFS like, you ain't gonna be shit, and TBFS isn't here. TBFS is still here in 15 years, and she's like, oh, well, yeah. Let's do Katy Perry. Okay, this is not funny, but it's hilarious. Okay, all alleged. Katy can really feel like her career is off. Like I keep hearing swish, swish, bish, another one in the gasket, right, or a basket, right? There could be something about TBFS that really reminds her that everything is over. It might even be that, like, if the landscape of music shifts again, like, for example, I'm thinking about, I don't know why I'm thinking about this, but like shifting to the streaming era, did people really fall off? I don't know, but whatever, right? I just feel like she might feel like the industry changes so much because of this person, or this person is almost like a marker that whatever that she wanted to do is over. I'm also thinking about Woman's World, like, that was like, it just kind of wasn't, it was kind of elementary, like it was just kind of an elementary take on feminism. Also, people were talking about, Katie's music didn't really appeal to feminists. Like she wasn't that person. She was just kind of like mindless pop, like, like, yeah, she did, like, she's the same person who made You're So Gay. People weren't necessarily looking for a feminist anthem from her. It might even be that, like, for example, if TBFS is something that's really woke, she might look and be, or she might reflect and be like, yeah, whatever I put out, people just weren't, they weren't going to fuck with it, because this whatever I created or whatever I had is not going to compare to this person. She might also feel like this person is very authentic. It might even also be the fact that this person writes her own stuff herself. So Katie might look at it like, this era of like, I don't know, like of ghostwriters or just being able to kind of throw out mindless pop songs is over because of this person. Yeah, especially if I don't know how Katie is. I know she had an amazing songwriter with her up until Teenage Dream or like Roar, and then after that things shifted, and obviously that's when the perception of Katie's music changed. But like for example, if she's going to a writer's team right now, she might listen to TBFS's music and be like, you know what, I don't think five of y'all are gonna create what she just did. So yeah, like I don't know. I'm not saying that she's gonna give up, but I think she could really see it as like my peak is over. I can create what I want, but like expecting myself to be in the mainstream or like charting the way I did before, it's over. It's totally over. No shade. This is all alleged. Like she really might have thought like I got a hit or I have something else that the people might like, and then when she sees that TBFS is what the people like, no matter what she's doing, she could feel like what I was doing was so opposite or was so beneath that like yeah, it's just a clear sign. Like my career is just not what it was, and that's okay. Katie might want to work with this person. I don't know if TBFS could sample her or if Katie could want her TBFS to sample her. Like maybe she can benefit some way. I'm honestly hearing "My Humps." I know this is so random. "My Humps" by Black Eyed Peas, but also "All the Man That I Need" by Whitney Houston. So you know how I was just saying, like for example, like whatever that she's doing just doesn't compare. And mind you, I love both of those songs. But like you see how All the Man That I Need is one thing and then My Humps is another. Even if we're just like talking about like vocally, right? Like yeah. Like or like, even content wise, very, very different songs. One is a lot more like let's just say mature, than the other. But yeah. That's so funny though. Katie might literally be trying to kind of persuade this person. Like I'm thinking about subliminals, like really try to convince this person to sample her, or she can get she can get a come up or something. Like I don't know if this person is sampling a lot of the girls from the 2010s, or I don't know. Like I don't know if a lot of the girls from the 2010s are like talking about her, referencing her or something. So Katie's like, can I get in where let me get in where I fit, and like you don't fit anywhere here, boo. I'm sorry. Okay, so Miley could find this person gorgeous. If this person is a fire sign or she has fire placements or even Sagittarius placements, Miley could really love her or feel like they relate a lot. She could think this person is a queen, or she could even literally refer to her as her sign, like my Leo queen, right? For example. I don't know if Miley could really like this person's hair or even some of the accessories that she wears in her hair. This might even be like literally if she wears a bunch of wigs. She could love her wigs. Like she could be complimenting her hair if she wears tiaras or like headpieces. I'm always talking about hair pieces and accessories. So she could talk about the way she adorns her hair a lot. She could really think that's beautiful. She could also like TBFS is so like I'll just say masculine or just like commanding, like very boss leader, not afraid to really drop your dick on you. Like she could like how much authority this person commands. She could also like if this person is kind of mean to men or kind of makes men fall in line. She could respect that a lot, especially because Miley could feel like she wasn't always like if she's like that now, she could feel like she wasn't always demanding or really like as outspoken in relationships as she should have been. She could really respect this person for that. She could love her culture or the fact that she's from an alternative culture. I don't know if this is someone who's like Miley is trying to be down with the clique, like if y'all is African, she's trying to eat the jollof rice and shit. I don't know. There's something about her that really seems like she's trying to be like around the way in this sense in a very respectful way, but I know people have different opinions about how she's acted with like black people and black culture before. She can find TBFS very wise. And this could be when I say wise, this could be in like street smarts, but she could feel like this person, for example, has a good sense of like her style or beauty. Like she could like the way that this person really like dresses herself or does her makeup. She can feel like she knows herself and like she knows what looks good on her. Like for example, if she looks good in red, this is not the kind of person who's gonna go outside wearing a yellow dress just because yellow is the color of the year. Like she could like that this person really sticks to what is good for her and isn't easily swayed by what other people say or think. Miley can feel like this person is also very overconfident, but it works out for this person. So if she says that something is going to happen, it's going to happen. Or if she says she's going to do something, she's going to get it done. She might really respect this or like relate to this, that kind of like pigheadedness, or like if I say it has to be like this, it's gonna be like this. She can feel like this person's smile is cute. I'm just like, it's corny, but like I don't know if this person has like markings on her face. She could just feel like this person has things about her that make her really cute, or she has a very cute smile. Miley could ideally love to be friends with this person. I don't know if she's Loki trying to force it or put her in a position where they could be friends. I don't know if this is a relationship that never comes to pass, or maybe they don't actually like each other as much when they're in proximity. But I do think that there are feelings there. I just don't know that they're necessarily reciprocated or really like given the chance that they quote unquote deserve. Miley could kind of stalk this person and not really want to give up on being her friend or give up being in some sort of relationship with her. Honestly, this kind of gives me borderline queer, but it doesn't really feel like Olivia, where it kind of felt like Olivia was like, hey, let's kiss. Like, Miley to me kind of seems like she can take a hint, or she's not necessarily the type to try if she feels like she's been rejected already. But I do think she finds her quite attractive. I don't think that it's necessarily an inherently like sexually attraction or sexual attraction, but she is very like she's looking at her like, you know what? I mean, maybe like if you, but Miley's like in her 30s now. She's in her early 30s, so like, the frontal lobe hits different when you're really an adult, right? So I think she has a little bit of shame about it, and so she's not really willing to make it a crush, especially if she's also when I say considerably older than this person, like they're probably at least a 5 year age gap. So even if Miley was born in the 90s, she's probably, she's not like a, like if this person was early Gen Z, Miley's not 96, she's not 97, not even 95. She's what, 92 or 93. So yeah, like she could feel like there's a little bit too much pace for me to be chasing after you if you don't actually want me that way. But she could want to. She could honestly think about it. And honestly, if this ever person ever came at her like, hey, I wanted to do X, Y, and Z, she'd be like, yep, when can we do that? When can we schedule that? We can do that now. Yeah, so it kind of seems like there's a one-sided crush with her, but I think she really does have shame. Like she's not the kind of person to really like bother you, but like she will probably keep the crush or just, keep on thinking that this person is attractive. She watches her a lot, like on social media. She could like her pictures or literally follow her. She seems like she also wants to be more than friends, but she's not weird about it. She's really not weird about it. She's like, okay, well if you don't want me, we can still be friends. I just have be over here with my feelings. I also don't know that Miley is, like I said, I don't actually know if she's queer or not, but this might even be a certain level of awakening for her if she's never had those feelings before. It'd be really crazy to me if Miley Cyrus had said that she had never done anything bisexual in her life just because she's just lived a life. But like, yeah, anything is possible. Okay, so I'm gonna stop here for tonight. Honestly, some of these people this round, I'm actually not even pressed for time, so I'd be willing to kind of take my time with it. But a lot of these people, they really don't have deep thoughts, or I'll say that they're being rejected, so it's like they're not being given space. Like they don't have a lot to say because there's not a lot to say. It's like, it's one thing if they were actually going to be friends with her, actually have some sort of like rapport. Like for example, like like Sabrina and Olivia, they got a lot because they have quite strong feelings, or they're going to have significant experiences. I don't feel like anybody who was listed today is going to have those experiences, because as you can see, a lot of them, the energy is kind of rejection. Like they want to get close but they're not able to get close. So yeah, like I said, please comment. Let me know if you have any more specific questions about these people, or any more celebrities, any celebrities that you want me to do a separate video on. But yeah, signing out. Y'all will see me again later in the week. But I'm gonna try to hurry up and edit this. We're gonna see when this goes up. Okay.